Yeah, so apparently the iPhone SE Plus, this is a thing that Apple are working on. The S20 Ultra gets a bad score in DxOMark and lots of other news as well, so let's get into it. The iPhone SE Plus, this is apparently a thing. Ming-Chi Kuo, who is not often wrong when it comes to Apple, telling us that Apple were working to bring us an iPhone SE Plus at the start of next year, but apparently this has now been pushed back. According to him, the iPhone SE Plus that Apple were working on could feature a 5.5 inch or a 6.1 inch display and actually look a lot like the iPhone 11, which would mean no old design like we find in the current or the new iPhone SE. It wouldn't have Face ID though, it would put Touch ID into the power button on the side. We've seen that in a ton of Android phones and it's a really good option, but definitely unique and never done before by Apple. We would have to also assume that it would have good internals, also a modern design with small bezels, no Face ID but Touch ID on the side is also not really a big issue for a lot of people. I guess this may be replacing the iPhone XR, which by the time next year comes, Apple would have shifted up all of its products and that product may be discontinued. He didn't really tell us anything about the phone, but a bigger screen with a modern design, and it would be a low price, obviously. I mean, that would be a phone that sells a lot of units. More information from him though in the same report says that we may have to wait for the newer high-end Pro models in the iPhone 2020 lineup. They're apparently going to be delayed until October, which is a month or so after the other iPhone models this year. According to him, the higher end models that feature millimeter wave 5G technology have different antenna designs. They're slightly more complicated. They're new phones with new designs and more complicated designs, and so will be delayed. This is actually very, very normal for Apple. If there are going to be delays in products, it's usually the more expensive, newer models with different designs or different components. To be honest, this isn't much of a delay anyway from September into October. They will all be launched at the same event. It just may be that availability of the higher end models may be pushed back a couple of weeks. Not a big deal really. And we've got more important things to worry about than a few weeks delay for iPhones. We got these leaked promo videos from EV Leaks today showing us the design of the Moto Edge Plus. This thing is an out and out Android flagship. It apparently has a Snapdragon 865 with a waterfall display, 5000 mAh battery and 108 megapixel image sensor. And according to leaks, the price will be $1,000. This actually looks like a really interesting and good phone and really expensive too. I guess you guys can send me a comment. Are those leaks correct? And what do you think of the phones? The S20 Ultra had its DxOMark ranking score and yeah, it's not that great for the phone. The most expensive Android flagship gets beaten out by a bunch of other phones, coincidentally all from Chinese manufacturers. When the phone did come out and the initial reviews came in, there were a lot of gripes with the camera for sure. It was crushing shadows, the HDR didn't work that well, and also there were massive focus problems with the phone, and yeah, it was just not ready. Since the updates have come and I do have the phone and I've used it, it has got way better in terms of focusing, but it still does crush a lot of the shadows in images. In any case, it got 122 as a DxOMark score, which gets beaten out by so many phones like the Mate 30 Pro, which was released last year, the V30 Pro, which is like a mid-range phone, the Mi 10 Pro, the Oppo Find X2 Pro, the Honor 30 Pro Plus, the Huawei P40 Pro. That's a lot of phones to get beaten by and a few with lower price tags. But let's just take a step back and understand that these Chinese brands work hand in hand with DxOMark to not inflate, but essentially get the best scores possible for their phones. And then they launch the phones and tell you the DxOMark score at the launch. So we have to see DxOMark for what it really is. In any case, if you want to see what the S20 Ultra is like as compared to these phones, you can go to the TechZG channel because all the camera comparisons are there. You can see them side by side and decide for yourself which one you like. Is this the Galaxy Note 20? Are Samsung telling us that the Note 20 will have an underscreen camera? I don't think so. I think this is just a placeholder. I don't think it's time to get excited. What we know from supply chain information is the underscreen cameras are just not ready yet. Certainly not ready for August when the Note 20 is going to launch. Maybe next year for that one. This, I think, is just a placeholder. We can't get our hopes up yet. Xiaomi, who are looking to become the world's #3 manufacturer after Huawei are going to be dropping down, are looking to make a foldable phone apparently. Xiaomi want to order Galaxy Z Flip style foldable displays, so we have to assume that they are looking to bring a Galaxy Z style device or a Moto Razr style device to the market and actually sell it to consumers. They have also asked LG Display to supply panels as well, just in case Samsung Display can't supply enough units, which gives us a clue as to how many Xiaomi actually want to make. So this could actually be a product that's coming. Facebook has invested almost $6 billion into Jio. Reliance Jio is a huge conglomerate in India, and this team up is actually really important. So Reliance Industries, the parent company, owns the Jio brand, which supplies 4G networks and broadband networks in India. It also owns a lot of commerce and e-commerce platforms. They've sold a 10% stake in the company to Facebook. Facebook and its service WhatsApp is absolutely huge in India with over 400 million users. WhatsApp though is a completely free service and doesn't really make any money for Facebook. So by investing in Jio, they can actually use the user base of WhatsApp and Jio's e-commerce platforms and put them together. WhatsApp could copy the format that WeChat have used and offer way more payments and business services. And this could be coming to India first and maybe to the rest of the world. So many people use WhatsApp and it just makes sense that you offer more services and e-commerce services in WhatsApp too. Okay, that's it for your tech news today. Sub to the other channel if you want some more videos, and I'll see you next time.